Good morning, Bella Vista. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning.
We're back again.
Absolutely.
And we are here to tell you, Bella Vista, about what happened at the board meeting last week and anything else we may decide to talk about.
Absolutely.
And then we always have a star guest.
Absolutely.
Other than you, of course. Okay? All right. So, celebrating success.
So we recognized Ray Pettit. Ray Pettit works in our IT department, and he's just doing an outstanding job. If you recall, we're doing the major conversion to North Star, which will occur towards the end of this year. And Ray is very involved in that, and he's just doing an outstanding job. We were having a staff meeting. We were talking about the North Star conversion, and everybody was like raving about Ray. So it just made total sense to make him celebrating success. And I think this is like his third or fourth time he's been recognized over the years. So
Nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely. And then the next one is Katie Kessel.
Yes.
She works at BV. She's one of our star servers. And she's just always motivated, always pushing. I like the story. She wears a ball cap, one of our ball caps, and a lot of people will mention it. She takes them right over to the pro shop. But she's just great. She's always so helpful.
Yeah.
And that's what we want. We always want that great, outstanding customer service for our members and guests.
And when she waits on us, Bruce and I a lot. You walk when she walks away, you're smiling and you don't know why.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely correct. Good job, both of you.
Absolutely.
So we had another really good kind of a win-win community spirit thing happen this last week.
Well, the board approved 2 additional trails. And the first one is, so we have the Blowing Springs connector, which goes from Blowing Springs to Metfield Park. And that one the proposal was to extend that even further, pretty much go west on Commonwealth for about half mile, and then go north on Trafalgar for, I think it's a mile. We get about 8,000 users per month on the Blowing Springs connector. Huge amount of uses. Bikers, walkers, families with strollers, rollerbladers, everything you see there. 8,000 uses is really a high watermark. That's really impressive. And this will hit about 400 homes within a half mile of the path. So that's really neat. It's going to end at Goldsby, because right after Goldsby, it goes downhill rapidly, and that would not be a safe area.
Right.
That would not be safe.
Yes.
So that's the first one. So I'm going to call it Trafalgar North, because it's
Okay.
heading north on Trafalgar.
Okay.
The second one is an extension of the Razorback Greenway. And so right now, the trail terminates just by Mercy Bridge. And so they're working on Mercy Way. They're going to have a path on the bridge dedicated, a bike lane dedicated to bikes. I could have phrased that better. And we're also at this time working on that new park, which is going to be right behind Casey's. And if you haven't been there, go take a look at it.
Yes.
So Alice and I walked on it last Saturday, and had a great time looking at all the construction that's happening. There's going to be a parking lot, a path, a nice flat path, playground equipment, pavilions, and then the tunnel to get people off the road, because that's that crossing area. So that park and Mercy Bridge. So this trail would connect those two, go behind Allen's, and go on what we call Birksdale South, and connect those two areas. So that would be an extension, and it would mean that the Razorback Greenway would terminate in Bella Vista, right behind Casey's, where Fat Tire is going in, and Premier Dermatology. So it's a great extension. Now, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. The Trailblazers have to work with the Cooper family to get all those secured. We have to work with some bird clubs because of concerns in that area. So there's a lot of hurdles ahead of us, but we've gone over the biggest hurdle so far.
You know what I thought was just amazing was all the community or the member input, both there at the meeting, and you guys read the rest of them in their entirety.
I think we had 30 email comments and 10, 15 in-person comments, all of them very supportive. And I forgot to mention, one of the most important things is the cost. Trailblazers covering 100% of the cost for both of those. They're looking at maybe $5 million in total expenses when all said and done. So that's another great gift to our community. And if the Blowing Springs Connector gets 8,000 users per month, you know Birchdale South is going to get 15, 16.
A lot.
It's going to be heavily used.
Well, because it runs right along the creek bank mostly, and it runs right through what is it Wendy, who's done so much work out there with the keeping things
Wendy
natural.
Barnes, yeah.
Yes, you know, that's where we did the barred owl release the other day. So really, it just gives people more opportunity to see everything that we're doing.
Yeah, I've ridden on every section of the Razorback Greenway, and I think this area by the stream is potentially going to be the prettiest section of the entire stretch.
And members don't have to get in their car as much as they used to. A lot of times they can get on some of those trails. Hey, it's our version of sidewalks, right?
Absolutely. And what we learned from the survey and the focus groups is the community wants flat concrete trails.
Right.
They want more of those.
Well,
and this gets that done.
It does. It totally does. You know, there was another really good win-win community thing with Papa Mike.
Yeah. So Papa Mike's, he's been with us for 18 years, serving our community, and he's approaching retirement. So he came to management, came to the board, and asked for one last extension. It's going to carry him through till October 1 of 23. And at that time, he's going to be over 65. He's planning on retiring, and hopefully he gets to travel and enjoy life. So we had a nice signing at his restaurant. We had 4 members of the board there. Tommy Lee and I were there. And, you know, this is kind of a kicking off of a celebration that, you know, when, you know, you hear about a big sports figure that retires and they do the tour and everybody celebrates that this is, you know, they're approaching retirement. It's kind of the same thing for Papa Mike's. He's served our community for a long time. Retirement is right upon him. And so let's celebrate his last year.
Thank you, Papa Mike. If you're out there, we appreciate you. Okay. Then, well, you know, I think we did another good thing. Let's talk about our valued employees.
Yeah, we have an outstanding staff. And, you know, if you're reading articles, you're watching the news and everything, you're seeing how much the cost of living is going up, and it's impacting our employees, all of our employees. And so the board voted for a 4% cost of living increase for all our staff. This is the first mid-year increase we've ever given. We do occasional merit increases for an employee that gets promoted or something like that. But this is the first, you know, all staff increase. I'm so proud of our team. We have an outstanding team. And I'm so proud of the board for recognizing, you know, this is not a cheap thing to do.
No.
And we recognize, fully recognize that, but we're only as strong as our staff, and we have a great staff, and we need to make sure that we keep and retain them.
Well, I certainly hope they know how much we value them.
Well, I think they do. I'm confident they do. Word got out on Friday, and people were pulling me aside right and left and saying, I can't believe the board's doing this. This is great. You know, there's just really on cloud 9 right now.
Well, and let's also mention the fact that we took you out of that equation, and this is for the staff.
This is for the staff. It's not for me. It's not me pushing for me. It's the staff.
Yes.
It's all about them.
Yes. Well, again, thank you, POA staff. All of you are awesome. Okay, and now another big thing that's happening, starting to happen today.
Right.
At least getting ready for the big vote for assessment.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to talk about that?
So we have the assessment increase, the vote right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the 3 for 3 plan, $3 increase. And with that, we're guaranteeing that the amenity usage fees will not go up for 3 years. So that's really great. As opposed to in 2020 when we had a $13 increase, what we'd rather do is have, it was a $13 increase that had taken 20 years,
Yes.
to occur, as opposed to waiting 20 years and having a large increase. Let's have smaller, more bite-sized increases. And once again, in full transparency, this is for improved property owners only. This is an amenities-driven increase. We're trying to keep our amenities fees lower, and the vast majority of all our users of the amenities are improved property owners. Unimproved do use the amenities sometimes, but most of them live out of state and rarely, if ever, use the amenities. So the focus here is for improved property owners and keeping the fees reasonable.
Well, and also a lot of the unimproved lots are actually members that live here, and it's their second lot.
We have about 5,000 of those.
Yes.
Like myself, I own my lot, my home, and then right next to it, I call it a buffer lot.
Yes.
And there's about 5,000, 6,000 of those. So
Yes.
we think that the $3 is very affordable. It keeps our fees reasonable for 3 more years. We don't want to have to increase our amenity usage fees. That's a possibility if this doesn't go through. The ballots are going to go out on August 10th. If you receive a ballot, please vote. Your vote counts. It will end on October 4th. So the meeting's going to take place at Lake Point. It'll begin at 6 p.m. We can't do it at Reardon Hall because Reardon Hall is under construction at that point. And right now we have a lot of volunteers making calls to our property owners to get out the vote. If you're willing to volunteer, get a hold of Jessica McCreary, and she'll set you up. But also we have 3 community informational meetings coming up.
Oh, yes. Town halls.
Town halls. So we can talk about this. The first one is at Metfield, August 4th at 4 p.m. Next one is at Highlands, August 9th at 10 a.m. And then Reardon Hall, August 9th at 2 p.m. So we try to select different days, different times, and different, all over the community to try and encourage people to come and ask questions.
Well, and those town halls are important because, a lot of people want the opportunity to question maybe what's on the paper that's been sent out to them, and it gives them a chance to ask. What I really want to say, folks, is please vote. However you vote is your issue. We hope it's a yes, but vote. We need all the votes we can get.
We need all the votes we can get. Remember, we have to hit a quorum of 50%, which is approximately 18,500, which is no easy task. And then of those that vote, 51% must vote yes for it to be approved. So get out, vote, encourage everybody to vote. You can do it online. You can send in a paper. You can even come in and do it. And
let's remind those that might be new too, your vote is depending on how many lots. It's per lot, not per you vote one way and I vote the other in the same household.
So if you only own one lot,
yes,
you're only going to get one ballot. On the top of the ballot, it'll say wait, and it'll say 1. I just mentioned I have 2 lots, so it'll say 2 for myself, and then however many lots you own. And we're going to send that ballot out based on who is listed first on the deed. And you choose who's listed. If you choose to have the husband listed first and then the wife, or the reverse, That's totally up to you, but we're only going to send it to that first name. And so that becomes a little bit of an issue because people are like, well, why did you send it to my husband? Because he's listed first.
But he doesn't read his emails. We won't go there, never mind. But that's okay. Just saying. Okay. And actually the easiest way, if you're able, is to do it online.
Yeah, it takes about 15 seconds. I mean, it's really, really easy. And you can look on the bottom and it'll show you the percentage that have voted.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
And so you can actually go back in. You can't re-vote, but you can go back in and you can actually track it. So that's what I do. I vote and then I go and I track and see what percentage that we're at and see if we get to 50%.
The other thing that I'd like to bring up, and maybe you already have, maybe you guys have already taken care of this, is please make sure that your email is current, the one you have listed with the POA, so that it gets to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Wow. We have all kinds of.
I think we've covered a lot.
What a great month.
It was a great month. A lot of exciting things occurred in the month.
Yes.
It's really cool.
And thank you for all of those that spoke up. And again, I want to congratulate all of you and ask that you do come to the board meetings. I love it when people are there. And it's your privilege and your responsibility, really, to let us know what you think.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you're always available.
I'm always available. Going back to those community meetings, half the questions I field in those meetings, because I've been giving speeches to golf clubs, churches, and so forth. Half of the questions have nothing to do with the assessment increase. They have to do with our community.
Yes.
And I'm there to answer those questions.
Yes. Okay. Well, again, thank you.
Yes.
I look forward to see what happens next month, as always. And thank you to what you do as well.
I appreciate it.
You betcha. All right. We're going to take a quick break. And
vote.
Vote. Okay. And we'll be right back with another guest. Hey, Bella Vista, we're back. And my guest today is John Urquhart.
Hi, JB.
I did it right, didn't I?
You did. You got it. You got it correct.
It won't be next time, but at least we got it this time.
I will answer to almost anything.
Well, you are over a lot of things. Give me that long title again.
I am the Assistant Superintendent of Lakes, Parks, and Fisheries.
So, we're going to talk today about the Highlands Sporting Complex. How does that fit in, and what does that include in what you take care of?
I help manage the Lakes and Parks departments. Included in that is our Lake Ecology department as well. But I think we're here today to talk about, I spend a lot of my time managing the gun range and those facilities.
Okay, but that's got a facelift recently, and you're having an open house. You're having a celebration, right?
Yes,
when?
That is correct. On August 13th.
Let's tell Bella Vista.
On August 13th, that's a Saturday, from 5 to 7 p.m., we're going to have an open house event.
Okay.
At the trap and skeet portion of the Highland Shooting Complex.
And let's talk about that a little, because I think there's some confusion out there on Facebook. I've noticed that they don't realize, because there's some distance between them, that's all the same complex.
Yes. So just down the road from a rifle pistol range, when most folks think of gun range, and we say gun range all the time, but when most people think of gun ranges, they tend to think about a rifle pistol facility. What most folks don't realize, or they've forgotten, is we have a really great trap and skeet facility just down the road from that rifle pistol complex. That facility has been open since the 90s. And it was in need of a facelift. I think everybody will agree we needed to give that facility some care. So we've done just that. We've given it a fresh new look, given it an update, and so that's why we're inviting everybody out.
So you're going to have demonstrations?
Yes, one of our area high school teams is going to come out and give a demonstration on how to properly shoot around a trap and skeet. So I'll note that During this open house event, we're not going to have general shooting, so don't bring your shotgun with you if you come out. The only people that will be shooting will be one of our high school teams. They're going to come out and field a team and show us how to shoot a round of trap, so you'll see how the professionals do it.
Gotcha. And your sign-ups, what when you say sign-ups, that you're going to have sign-ups and food and fun?
Yes. So one of the opportunities with this event is we want everybody to come out, meet our staff, and meet our instructors. But rolled in that, while you're talking to our instructors, we're going to have signups for our concealed carry and our basic pistol classes, which we do those once a month for everybody that doesn't know. We do concealed carry and basic pistol classes once a month. And then also something we haven't done in quite a while is we're going to do a set of women's classes in both concealed carry and basic pistol classes. We'll be signing up for those events as well.
Okay, good deal. Food and fun. What's the food?
Food. So I believe we are going to have some hors d'oeuvres served there by our staff here at the POA from our restaurant. So we'll have that going on. And of course, fun. We're going to have all sorts of things kind of going on. Different tables and booths set up. Of course, like I said, the demonstrations.
Sure. And this is for the whole family, right?
Yes, absolutely. Whole family. We're inviting the whole family to come out. It'll be relatively quiet from what you're expecting on a gun range because we are going to shut down a lot of the shooting and it'll just be at regular intervals that we'll have the demo shooting. So if you're worried about the noise, we can get you away from that and you can talk to instructors and staff and all the people that make the gun range work.
And you will have kids classes?
Yes. So I've been we'll have some materials available for parents and for children to get kind of a precursor into gun safety and that sort of thing. But really, I want to use this as a springboard to kind of assess our interest in children's classes and that sort of thing. And I say children, but younger kids. We've got a number of different programs in the area with 4-H and things like that, but we really haven't offered any courses to this point for kids. So I'd like to assess that interest. I know some instructors that I've gotten in contact with that have the ability to teach some of those courses. So maybe that's something we'll see in the future.
And I'm hearing you say that this is really educational and all about safety.
Yes.
Teaching safety.
Absolutely. With all of our courses, with all those courses that I was talking about, with our basic pistol, our concealed carry, and most especially with these children's classes that we're talking about, we really drive home the point of safety. And I think if you meet our range officers, you're also going to know that when you go out on the facilities and you use those facilities, everything that we do is about safety.
Yes. And the more people that know about that, the better.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, is there anything at all else that we may have forgotten to talk about that you'd like to say while you have the opportunity?
I don't.
You
don't
think
think
we're
so.
good?
I think we're good.
Let's go over the date and the time one more time, and let's tell the Bella Vista.
So Saturday, August 13th, 5 to 7 p.m. Everybody come out. Let's have a party. Come see what changes we made.
There you go. Well, John, so nice to have you come on board here and tell us all about it, and I hope I get to see you again.
Well, thanks so much for having me.
Okay. Bye, Bella Vista. We'll see you next month.